The nation of Nigeria stands in solemn reflection today as news spreads of the passing of Imam Abubakar Abdullahi, a man whose life became a living testament to the power of compassion and the pursuit of peace. At the age of 92, the revered cleric died peacefully in his home, leaving behind a legacy that transcends religious and ethnic boundaries in a country often grappling with the complexities of its own diversity. His departure has triggered a wave of tributes from across the globe, with leaders and citizens alike pausing to remember a moment in 2018 that forever changed the narrative of interfaith relations in West Africa. On that fateful day in Barkin, Ladi, Plateau State, Imam Abdullahi did the unthinkable by risking his own life to hide over 200 Christians in his home and mosque during a period of intense communal violence. When armed men arrived demanding he hand over the infidels, the Imam stood his ground, choosing the path of humanity over the path of division. This single act of bravery did more than just save lives. It offered a blueprint for coexistence in a region that has frequently seen the devastating effects of insecurity. Today, as flags fly at half-mast in several states, the story of his life is being retold not just as a historical event, but as an urgent reminder of what it means to be a neighbor in the truest sense of the word. The atmosphere in Plateau State is one of quiet mourning, with mourners gathering to pay their last respects to a man they simply called Baba. Reporters on the ground describe a scene where Muslims and Christians are standing side by side, sharing stories of the Imam's kindness and his unwavering belief that every human life is sacred. The human impact of insecurity in Nigeria has been a heavy burden for many families. Yet, Imam Abdullahi's life served as a shield against the rising tide of bitterness. His actions in 2018 earned him international recognition, including the International Religious Freedom Award. But those who knew him best say he remained a humble servant of God until his final breath. He often spoke about the fact that his faith did not allow him to see people as enemies based on how they worshipped, but rather as brothers and sisters under one creator. This philosophy was put to the ultimate test when the screams of fleeing neighbors reached his doorstep, and without hesitation, he opened his doors to provide sanctuary. Please take a quick moment to like and share this video as we continue to reflect on this story. The federal government has released an official statement describing the late Imam as a national treasure and a beacon of light in times of darkness. The presidency noted that his life was a clear demonstration that peace is possible when individuals choose courage over fear. This sentiment is echoed by many international observers who see his passing as a significant loss for the global peace-building community. Beyond the headlines of his bravery, Imam Abdullahi was a pillar of his local community, often mediating small disputes before they could escalate into larger conflicts. He understood that the root of insecurity often lies in misunderstanding and the lack of communication, and he dedicated his later years to fostering dialogue between different youth groups in the north-central region. His death comes at a time when Nigeria is navigating various internal challenges, making his message of unity more relevant than ever. Analysts point out that the Imam's legacy provides a vital counter-narrative to extremist ideologies that seek to use religion as a tool for division. Instead, his life proved that religious institutions can and should be places of safety for all people, regardless of their background. The stories being shared today by those he saved are deeply moving, with many recalling how he stood at the entrance of the mosque, pleading with attackers and refusing to move until they left the area. As the funeral rites conclude, the focus is now shifting toward how to preserve the values that Imam Abdullahi championed throughout his long life. Educational foundations and peace advocacy groups are already calling for his life story to be included in national school curriculums to teach the younger generation the importance of interfaith harmony. There is a sense among many Nigerians that while the hero has gone, the spirit of his work must be kept alive by every citizen. The loss is felt deeply in the halls of power and in the small rural villages alike, proving that his impact was truly universal. In a world that feels often fractured, the story of a village imam who chose to protect his Christian neighbors at the risk of his own life remains one of the most powerful symbols of hope in modern Nigerian history. His passing is not just the end of a long life, but the beginning of a new chapter where his teachings on unity can serve as a guiding light for a nation striving for lasting peace and security. The outpouring of grief from various religious organizations today shows that he succeeded in his mission to unite people under the banner of common humanity. The life of Imam Abubakar Abdullahi will be remembered for generations to come as a reminder that one individual armed with nothing but conviction and kindness can change the course of history and save hundreds of lives. His journey from a humble cleric to a globally recognized hero of peace serves as an inspiration to all who believe that a better, more united Nigeria is possible. As we close this report, we reflect on the quiet strength of a man who didn't seek the spotlight but found himself in it because he chose to do the right thing when it mattered most. His legacy will continue to speak to the conscience of the nation, urging everyone to look past their differences and see the shared humanity that connects us all. This is the story of a true Nigerian hero who taught us that the greatest act of faith is to protect the life of another. If you found this report meaningful, please like the video, share it with your friends and family to spread this message of peace, and subscribe to Global View for more factual and engaging news stories from across the continent.